विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे. Hare Krishna everyone. Once upon a time there was a blind man. And this blind man, because he had committed some mistake, he was thrown into a dungeon. Pitch dark, but a big room. And he was all by himself. The door was shut all through the year except for one day. So every single day, this blind man, because of boredom, he had no company, everything is pitch dark, he can't see anything. So what was he doing? He would just walk around the entire room by touching the wall. He would feel the wall with his palm and take another step. Feel the wall, take another step. So like this, he would cover the entire room. Interestingly, only for one day in the entire year, they would open the door. Without actually telling him, they would just leave the door open. In fact, if this blind man were to figure out that the door was open on that particular day, he could have easily just escaped from that dungeon. So on that particular day, when the door was open, this man unknowingly in the sense he did not necessarily know that the door was open, but what did he do? Just like every day, he got up, he would feel the wall and walk and walk and walk and walk. And just before he came near the door, unfortunately, his back started itching and he started scratching the itch to relieve. And as he was, trying to get some relief from the itch scratching, he kept walking. And by the time he somewhat relieved his itch, he had gone past the door. Again, he put the hand on the wall, felt the wall, and just kept going. And this man never realized that the door was open and he could have actually escaped. So, my dear viewers, we are like that blind man. Why are we blind? Because the living entity, which is us right now, we have turned our back to Krishna. We are completely ignorant. We are blind. Spiritually blind. And we are put in this dungeon. This material world can be compared to a dungeon. That is why Krishna called it Dukkhalayam Ashashwatam, a place of misery, a place of darkness. Literally it is dark. That is why we need the sun, we need the moon, we need artificial man-made lighting to light this whole place. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, my loka, my world, spiritual world, there is no need for sun, there is no need for any electricity, there is no need for moon. So literally and figuratively, this material world is it's dark, it's a dungeon. And now we as blind people here in this material world, which is like a dungeon, we are just going round and round, round and round, round and round roller coaster ride within this material world in different species, taking birth sometimes as a frog, sometimes as a mosquito, sometimes as a dog on the street, sometimes as a human, sometimes as a cow, sometimes as a grass, sometimes as a tree, you name it. But of all these 84 lakh species, there is only one special species, precious. That is the human species. When we get birth in a human body, it is so precious, just like they opened the door to that room just once in a year. The door to this, to escape from this material world and go back to the spiritual world gets opened during this human birth, human life. Why? In human life, there is an opportunity to ask, to know, to seek, atato brahma jignasa, to find the answers for relevant questions. Who am I? Why am I here? Who is God? What is the relationship between me and God? What is the goal of life? How do I attain that goal of life? All these relevant inquiries, we can find answers. But what happens, just like that man, what happened just before he got to the door? There was an itch, and he had to scratch that itch. And we all know about the itch, the nature of the itch. The more you scratch it, the more you feel like scratching it. It's just a temporary relief. But we feel like if I scratched a little bit more, maybe I'll get permanent relief. But never you get permanent relief. That's why Prabhupada, my most glorious spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada, once he was traveling in America with his disciples. They were in a car, they were on a highway, and a road construction was happening. So they had put this huge board, they were redirecting the traffic, and the board read, temporary inconvenience for permanent solution. And Prabhupada just slapped his thigh and started laughing. And his disciple sitting next to him asked, Prabhupada, why are you laughing? So Prabhupada said, did you read that board? Disciple said, yes, I did. Prabhupada said, here in this material world, it's exactly the opposite. Permanent inconvenience for temporary fix, temporary solutions. So although this human life is actually meant to escape back home, back to Godhead, go to the spiritual world, what happens? We also start getting this itch of sense gratification. In childhood, we while away the time, busy playing. In youth, we are busy finding that, perfect soulmate, girlfriend, boyfriend, who am I going to marry? All this romance is flying in the air, painting the town red. And then in the middle age, so busy earning money, getting a house, getting this, getting that, providing for the family, making plans for the retirement, get the children married, give them good education. So many responsibilities, material responsibilities. And by the time, all this is itching, we are feeling like, this is like permanent. We are thinking that it's a permanent solution by doing all this, scratching the itch. But like Prabhupada said, this is permanent inconvenience for temporary solution. These are all temporary things. But what is the permanent inconvenience? That the Atma, the soul, has to get birth, has to take birth again. And it is stuck in the cycle of birth and death, and you missed the opportunity to get out that door using this human life as a wonderful instrument. So by the time we realize at 70, 80 that, scratching the itch, and many people don't even realize, even at that fag end of the life, they're still busy with the material family affairs. What happened? Then we've crossed that door and again we take birth in some other species. And we miss the opportunity. What a loss. What a huge loss. So my dear viewers, I want to encourage you to become an escapist. Yes, become an escapist. Escape from this material world and get to the spiritual world using this precious human life. Now you may ask me, how do I do that? Well, that is why right now, as part of this Grow Through Gita series, we are discussing 4th chapter, and 4th chapter is called Transcendental Knowledge. So by receiving this transcendental knowledge, you will know the answers to all these questions. Now you may say, well, I will study the Vedas for that. But let me tell you, the 4 Vedas that are there, each Veda has 1130 chapters. Samaveda, Yajurveda, Rigveda, Atharvana Veda. And now each of these chapters is again split into 4. Aranyakas, Brahmanas, Samhitas, Upanishads. So you can imagine, and these are chapters. Now there are so many shlokas in each chapter. So there are lakhs of verses if you simply want to study the Vedas. And plus the language that these Vedas are written in, it's colloquial Sanskrit. It's not the, the general Sanskrit that we used to speak. Even that many of us don't know. So language difficulty, and it is simply too much to study in this short span of human life. And even if you think I will still study it, well, 94% of the Vedas are lost. During the devastating fire destruction that happened, and Nalanda and Takshashila University was burnt down. It took 6 months for the universities to burn down. So imagine how many precious scriptures, how many books we lost in that fire. So only 6% is left. Even that is not accessible for our, puny intelligence. But not to worry. That is why, Lord Sri Krishna, 5,000 years ago, when he came on the battlefield of Kurukshetra to his dear devotee and friend Arjuna, Partha, he gave this essence, the essence of all the Upanishads in the form of Bhagavad Gita. And about 50 years ago, Prabhupada has given this wonderful, wonderful, wonderful gift of writing it English commentaries, which is easily understandable for all of us. That is why Bhagavad Gita as it is. And that is why even Sripad Shankaracharya, he said, Sarvopanishado gavo dogda gopala nandanaha Partho vatsa sudhir bhokta dugdam Gitamrutam Mahat. Sarvopanishado gavo. So all these Upanishads are like a cow. And the essence of the cow is what? The nutritious milk, nectarian milk. Dogda Gopalanandanaha. So who is the milker who milked this essence from the cow? Oh, that is all the Upanishads. Lord Sri Krishna. Gopalanandanaha. And who is the calf? The calf has the first right over the milk that the cow gives. So who is the calf that drank the milk first? Arjuna, Partho, Vatsa. Vatsa means calf. Partho means the son of Pritha, Arjuna. Sudhir Bhokta Gitamrutam Mahat. Dugdam Gitamrutam Mahat. So Sripad Shankaracharya is saying those who are intelligent will relish this nectar, Gitamrutam Mahat, the great nectar of Bhagavad Gita. So don't worry that to get this transcendental knowledge that you have to read this book and that book and this and everything, not necessary. All you need to do is simply study Srimad Bhagavad Gita and apply its principles. That's all, cover to cover, 700 shlokas. If you can simply read Bhagavad Gita as it is, and to make it even easier for you, what have we done? We are releasing these short videos, shloka after shloka, systematic study of Bhagavad Gita in this Grow Through Gita series. And the whole point of why I'm sharing all this is today happens to be, or this episode happens to be the 300th episode. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Bhagavad Gita. So 300th episode, 300 episodes are already available for you in one playlist, and we are going to keep adding more. We are in 4th chapter. We have a long way to go. There are 18 chapters. So please watch them regularly, go back and watch them, read it, reread it, ask questions, and also spread the message. There are people spreading these useless jokes and posters and all this. Why don't we use technology for sharing such wonderful wisdom? Let's make Bhagavad Gita go viral. So I request all of you on this very special episode, 300th episode, take the study of Bhagavad Gita very seriously. Don't be like that blind man who got busy scratching his itch and he could not escape. He missed the door. So don't get busy in scratching your itch of making money and taking care of the family and office and this and that and everything. Although that is needed, let that not become the sole purpose of your life. Let us understand that the most important goal of human life is to go back home, back to Godhead. And that can happen only in this life. So let's all take a vow to become escapists, to escape from the material world and go back to our home in the spiritual world. And for that, let us all relish the study of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, which is the ultimate nectar. Thank you very much. If you haven't already subscribed to the Aradhana YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button right now. If you like the video, hit the like button, and most importantly, share this message with as many people as possible. And we also have an exclusive Telegram group for Grow Through Gita. So if you're interested, I will leave the link right in the description. You can click on that link and join our group as well. Thank you very much for all your love and support for Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Let's keep spreading it. Let's increase the tribe of escapists. Hare Krishna.